So, a video of a guy going through his film stash while sitting on the floor. Totally original, definitely hasn't been done before. So the reason I'm doing this video is because in like 4 days time, I'm heading off on a 6-week trip and I need to schedule some YouTube content so it appears as according to my usual schedule of every 2 weeks on Thursday. So I thought I'd just do something easy like go through all my film stash and talk about some of the films in it. Sure, we might as well start at the top, and this is my box of 4x5 film. So in here we've got some CMS22. This is a really great film, although apparently they've discontinued this, but I haven't heard much about it or they're having production problems. CMS22 is a great film. This is the 4x5. There's like 25 sheets in here. I've shot some of this stuff and it's insane. It's like the sharpest film in existence. And in 4x5 it's just mind-bending. And we've also got some Fomapan. No one cares. That's an empty box. So we've got some Fujifilm, 4x5. This is Velvia 50. It's a fresh box. Haven't shot it yet. Haven't even opened it. We've got some Provia 100, which I've shot a few sheets of. This stuff is magic in 4x5, although apparently Fuji isn't cutting 4x5 slide anymore, which is really disappointing. But this stuff is magic if you can get your hands on it. And I also have some Velvia 100. This stuff is also magic as well. And well, I'm just looking at the date. Technically these are out of date now. Well, the Provia is like 2 years out of date, what the hell. This is out of date at the end of the year. So yeah, I need to shoot a lot more 4x5 or dump this all into a fridge. Here we've got some Ektar. I've actually shot a fair bit of this. I think I've only got like 2 sheets left out of the 10 in this box. And then for black and white, just got some Ilford film. So this is Delta 100. Really nice 4x5 film. And I also have some HP5 Plus 400, which is also a really nice film for 4x5. Okay, next up is the shoebox. This is the box of film that sits next to my desk. First up, we've got the Vision 3 400-foot rolls I bought recently. I think there's still like 200 feet of 50D in here and 100 feet of 500T in this one. In this plastic bag, we have my CT damaged films. So these are films I've gone through airports and have potentially been damaged by CT scanners and the like. I dumped them in here so I know which ones have been x-rayed or not, so I know not to use them for anything super important. This is some Lomo 800 and 120, a 3-pack. I shot one of the rolls out of this after it went through the CT machine and it turned out great, so this is pretty much good to go. And then in here we've got some CT scanned film from Kerry a couple of years ago now. Goddamn COVID time warp, a year and a half ago. Yeah, I need to shoot more 120 film. Let's go through all the random stuff first. So we've got CMS 20, great film, 35mm, 3200, T-Max. What's in here? This is some Neopan 400. Even though it's not, it's actually Delta 400. I've rolled down into a Neopan 400 container. Oh, this is fun. This is some of the Shaka color. So you know that famous Reddit post the guy found over like 1200 rolls of Fuji 200 expired. This is some of that, and I red scaled it into a bulk rolling tin. Here we've got more Ilford Delta 400 bulk rolled. I bought a bulk roll of it a while back and I've nearly through it all, but I've kind of gone off Delta 400 recently. I've started only really shooting it in the f6 or any cameras with like really good metering, because I found if you overexpose Delta 400, it tends to get grainy pretty quick. What else we got? It's Portra 800. I have no idea how long this has been in here. It's probably cooked at this point. What's this? Oh, this is odd. This is some Ektachrome P800/1600. So this is the 400 speed Ektachrome that you can push to get higher film speed. I have shot a roll of this before in a video a long time ago, and this stuff is absolutely cooked. It's like physically grainy. You can almost pick the grains out of film. It's that bad. JCH Street Pan 400. Haven't actually shot any of this yet. Really want to. Keep putting it off though. Acros 2, favorite black and white 100 speed film. This stuff is magic. Delta 100. That's a film I need to shoot more of in 35. It always turns out really nice. Let's see, we also have 2 rolls here of FPP Color Sun film. So this is kind of interesting. This is a 1 ISO color negative film. I think it's some sort of print stock that they've cut down for shooting in normal cameras. It's really interesting. I might do a video on it, but yeah, 1 ISO. Sounds kind of crazy. I might bring a roll of this with me to Asia on my trip actually. This is Shaka Tri-X74. So as part of that big find that my friend got for all the Fuji 200, he also managed to find some like bulk rolls of Tri-X that was expired in 1974. This is one of the rolls. I actually got 2 off him. I shot one of them a while back, actually over a few years ago now, and it was crunchy. I also have another roll of Retrochrome 400. This really should be in the fridge. The expired government Ektachrome, but honestly, I've shot this already at the airport doing plane spotting, and it was okay. Bit gritty though for me. So I suppose we should probably talk about the very suspiciously packed film. This is Kodak color print film designed for making positive copies from negative films. I did try to use my scanning setup and the F6 to make a copy of some color negatives to get like color positives, like cinema print style, but it didn't work at all. And apparently you need to use tungsten light, and mine turned out really orange anyway, so I don't know. I'll figure it out at some point. Let's see what else we got in here. Got a bunch of Velvia 50, greatest light film ever created, I think. I'm trying to stock up on all the Fuji stuff whenever I get the chance, because who knows when it's all just going to go into the ether. Got some Fuji Gold, Superior Extra 400, a few rolls of that, Velvia 100. This P30, this is the Forania film, 80 ISO black and white. This is a really nice film, by the way. If you get a chance to shoot this, you should. It's a super fine grain. It's a lovely film. More Street Pan. We've got some Fomapan film here. This is Fomapan 400, and we also have Fomapan 100 as well. Everybody needs to shoot Tri-X, black and white. Literally the most classic film ever made. Here we've got some Berger Pancro 400. This is that like super wide dynamic range dual emulsion film. I haven't actually shot any of this yet. This has been sitting here for quite a while. I need to get around to that at some point. Some Ilford Delta 3200. Still not sure. My verdict's still out on Delta 3200. I've shot it a fair bit. It comes out quite nicely in Xtol, which really helps with the grain, but it's still very, very grainy. Although it's quite a nice look. This is Santa Color 100. I think there's still like 3 rolls of film left in this that I haven't shot, or 2 rolls. And then to round out my 35mm that I have up here, I have 2 rolls of Lomochrome Turquoise that I obviously haven't shot yet. I put my order in when Lomochrome announced they're doing the production run. Got a few rolls. I have no idea when I'm going to shoot this, but I do want to make a video on it because I feel like I need to rip the piss out of it a little bit. I also actually have some Lomochrome Turquoise in 120, which I haven't shot either, so that'll all be done as one video, potentially, maybe, if I think about it. Let's see, we have some XP2 400. This is the color process black and white film. It's a really nice film, actually. I've shot it a bunch. I found if you overexpose it at 200, it gives a really nice grain structure. But I don't think I've ever shot it in 120 though. I think this is like my first roll I've ever bought, and it's still here. More Berger Pancro, Foma 100, who cares? Obviously, of course, I have some Portra 400. I have a 5-pack here. I bought this fairly recently, obviously way expensive, but even though Portra 400 is kind of like the meme film, everybody does shoot it, and honestly, if you're at an event or something and just want a nice high quality, high speed film, this is the ticket, so that's why I have it. Let's see, here we have 2 rolls of Kodak Gold, I think, in here in 120. I really like gold in 120, it actually looks great, but I still have 2 rolls to get through. And here we've got some Velvia 50 in 120, and I still have 4 rolls left of that. Yes, that's the shoebox, but now I have to gather all this shit up. Right, time to go get the stuff out of the fridge. Okay, let's go through the fridge pile. So for 120 we've got an actual fresh pack of Portra 400, I think. No, there's some other random films in here as well. Just all color negative stuff. We've got an unopened box of Provia 100. Let's see, we've got more Velvia 50, Provia 100, Superior Premium, Fujicolor 100. This is 24 exposure. I think I ordered this from like Amazon Japan. Oh yeah, this is cool. This is Provia 400 slide film. So this is like the precursor to 400X, but yeah, 400 Provia. Fuji, please remake. It'll be amazing. Oh my god, you'd make so much money from people who shoot slide film like me. What else we got in here? Oh yeah, I have a box of Provia 400X as well. Need to do a video on this at some point. This is 2014 expired. Currently lives in my fridge. We also have some Pro 400H. This is like 2022 expired. I think this is like last batch. And then this is some 2017 stuff that I got with my F6 when I bought it. The guy just gave me free Pro 400H. I didn't say no. Then we have a couple of rolls of Neopan 400. This is a Fuji's 400 speed black and white film. This stuff is actually kind of baller. I shot a roll of this in an X-Pan and it came out super nicely. Like Neopan 400 is a great black and white film. Once again, Fuji, goddamn you. So here we have the Neopan 1600. I think this is like the only true black and white 1600 ISO film. One odd thing about the 1600 is that it was manufactured, or sorry, it expired in 2012, which means this was probably made in 2009-ish, and yet the price is 10 euros a roll. So this will be like 17 or 18 euros today's money, I think. Inflation's a bitch. I have some Rollei RPX 100. I have no idea what to do with this. The last of the RPX I had I used to do film X-ray tests. So this is fun. This is some Kodak high-speed infrared film. This is the black and white one with no anti-halation layer. I have no idea when I'm going to shoot this, but I will at some point. And then here we have 3 rolls of Kodak Elite Chrome 400 ISO films. So the Elite Chrome stuff I believe was Kodak's like consumer slide film, but this is a 400 speed Elite Chrome. When did this expire? Yeah, expired 2006, but yeah. I have 3 rolls of this all from the same batch and stored the same way so I can test a roll and then shoot a bunch of 400 slide film properly. So that's everything that lived in like the fridge. I really would like to get a film fridge, although if I get a fridge I'll probably just end up putting my computer in it because the damn thing is running so goddamn hot. I tried to build a 7950X based ITX system and that thing is putting out way too much heat. So the computer is struggling to keep itself cool. It's great to have a nice overheating computer in the summer. Now for the freezer drawer. This is all Fujifilm stuff. So we've got 3 rolls of Velvia 100. This is expired a while back. I got this like really short dated or expired at like start of 2020 for like 6 euros a roll. Some shop was doing a sale, so I picked up a bunch of that. We've got some frozen stored Neopan 400. This stuff is basically brand new. I need to shoot more of it. And then we've also got some Fuji Industrial 100, which is a really nice color negative film as well. You notice all the film I store in the freezers in Ziploc bags to keep the moisture out. So this is Shakacolor, or the Unicare Pharmacy film. You might have seen this on a few other channels floating around. It's that huge stash of expired Fujicolor 200 that was found. Next up we have the Pro 400H stash. I bought 20 rolls of this when the announcement came through that the film was being discontinued, so I still have a 10 brick of that left. Mostly use that for special occasions where I know I'm going to run into mixed lighting, and this stuff handles fluorescent lighting really well. The next bag is my Pro 400H 120 stash. So I've got like 3 fresh boxes of it, along with some Pro 160 NS. All this stuff expired. You know, this is like 2023 expired. Wow, the Pro 160 is still in date technically. In here we've got some random 4x5. I've got 10 sheets of Ektachrome 64T, or I think it might be 5 sheets. And then I have some Ektachrome 100 VS, very saturated film as well. And then this is my last stash. Here we have some Aerochrome, my last roll. I shot a roll of this in Kyoto last year and it turned out really, really nicely, even though I overexposed a hair here and there. This is probably the last Aerochrome I'll ever shoot, but yeah, I have this roll in my freezer. I have no idea when I'm going to shoot it. I have no plans to shoot it at the moment. Although I am planning to go to Kenya later this year, so maybe I'll bring the Aerochrome with me for that. That'd be very cool. We have a bunch of CMS 20 and Scala 50 as well. Scala 160, I believe that's gone out of production. And then here we have some Ektachrome 160T. This stuff actually turned out really nicely. It's tungsten balanced slide film. And we've got, 64T. The last roll here is something kind of special. It's Provia 400X, expired 2015. My local camera shop gave this to me for like a $5. They found it in the back somewhere and they said, yeah, do you want some Provia 400? And I was like, sure, I'll take that off your hands. And then I did. 400 slide film in 120 is pretty cool. So yeah, that's all my film stash. This is what happens when you just can't control your spending, and when you're like, oh, I'm ordering some film, I might as well order a little bit extra here, a little bit extra there. And this is what happens to a man. They end up sitting surrounded by crates of film. I welcome all your comments about how I'm ruining film photography by storing all this film for myself, and I'll see you next time.